Today we're experimenting with odd time signature drum parts.
Free beat.
Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Free Beat, where I post new music related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shoutout goes to P. Halba. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So if you don't know, I am a drummer. And my favorite genre of drums to play is progressive rock, with Rush being my favorite band of all time. So I really enjoy using odd time signatures in my music. However, odd time signatures can be a little difficult to approach, especially if you don't have any sort of, formal, proper music training, which that's okay if you don't. In fact, that's a lot of times preferred because you have no preconceived notions of what things are supposed to be. However, odd time signatures still can be confusing. So today what I want to do is experiment a bit with odd time signatures, but just in the drums. So I want to set up a normal bass line or a normal lead line, and then put some odd meter drums behind that, and just allow you all to listen at how the feel of that little piece or pattern, whatever we come up with, will change as the drums cycle through. Because in theory, if we have a synth or bass line at a time signature of 4/4, that's going to be 16 16th notes. Let's say we have our drums at 7/8, which would be 14 16th notes, where those measures end is going to change for each instrument. It's going to be 1/8 note earlier on the drums. I may not have explained that as gracefully as I would have liked, but let's go ahead and demonstrate it here on the Electron Model Cycles. This is not a Cycles exclusive video. You just need a Groovebox or DAW that allows you to have different tracks going at different lengths. That's basically it. So let's go to this tone patch here. Let's drop it down just one octave so we can make a little bass line. Yeah, that's good with me. Really quick here, I'm going to go in and turn on my metronome. There we go. And let's live play this. Cool, I'm going to bring the tempo down just a hair. 102 BPM, perfect. So this pattern here is in 4/4, or 8/8, or 16/16, as in there are 4 quarter notes, 8/8 notes, or 16 16th notes. The sequencer has 16 steps on it, so we can think of each of these as a 16th note, and then of course a pair of them as an 8th note, and 4 of them as a quarter note. So let's start working on a basic 4/4 drum pattern now. Let's just go doonch catch. Nice 4/4 drum pattern, okay? That's going to be a kick drum on beat 1. Then if we're looking at these as quarter notes, beat 1, beat 2, then we'll go on beat 3, and that'll be our kick drum. So this is what we've got. Then we're going to go to our snare drum here, and we're going to put it on the downbeat of beat 2. So remember, if we're looking at quarter notes, beat 1, beat 2, the downbeat right here, and beat 4 with the downbeat right here. Okay, time for the finishing touch. Go to the hi-hats here, and we're going to do 8th notes. Now remember, 8th notes are every pair of 2 of these. So we're going to go right here, 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 and right here. Here's what we've got right now. Really simple, right? Let's go ahead now and change the drums to 7/8. So remember, our grid here is 16 16th notes, and if we think of it in terms of 8th notes, that's going to be 8 pairs of 2, right? Just where we have our hi-hats here. So on the cycles here, I can hold function, press page to go to the length section here, where it's set by default to 16. To make this 7/8, I'm going to drop it down 2 16th notes, or 1/8 note. That means I'm going to turn this down to 14. Now we'll go to the snare drum track, and we'll make sure that's at 14, as well as the kick drum. Okay, so now, if we go back to the bass track, yep, it's set to 16, perfect. So now the drums are in 7/8, where the bass line is in 4/4, or 8/8. Let's have a listen to how this feels. How cool is that? You can feel the drums shifting. Something isn't quite right. However, because everything is in divisions of eighth notes, it all still basically lines up, in the drums anyway. Cool. Let's try going down to 3/4. Otherwise known as 6/8 or 12/16. So to get there, we are once again going to take all of our drum tracks down an eighth note, which on here is going to say 12 because 12/16 notes. Let's listen to how this sounds now. Different, right? That one lines up even more because 6 is divisible by 2, but that's a whole different ballgame there. So what happens if we go in between and set our drum part to 13/16? That one can't be broken down into a number by 4 or by 2 because 13 is not divisible by those numbers. Remember, if we're looking at 16th notes, the only time signatures we've used so far have been 16/16, 14/16, and 12/16, which are divisible by 2. So let's take this up to 13 now on each of our drum tracks. And this is going to start to sound pretty weird, okay? Let's have a listen. Here we go. Drums in 13/16 over a 4/4 bass line. That is pretty trippy. Now, if you were able to follow that and find the groove just by listening right there, congratulations, that's a huge step. And if that's the case, that probably actually sounded pretty funky to you in a good way. However, if you weren't able to follow it, let me give you a piece of advice and then we'll try again. Just listen to the bass line and follow that bass line, counting through that 4/4, again, bass line in your head, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you start to hear it like that, you'll notice that the drums are actually shifting where the emphasis is in terms of downbeats and upbeats on a scale of 16ths every time the drum pattern completes, and it begins to sound really, really cool. How neat is that? Now, chances are you could probably tell that with a little practice, using 7/8 and 6/8 definitely can have practical applications in music. However, you might be struggling to find a practical use for this one. And let me tell you, just one of my favorite ways to use this is in a breakdown. You can really throw your listener off if you've just come down from kind of a big wide open section and you break it down to this and start building from there and then eventually wind up back in one cohesive like 4/4 time signature or wherever you want to be. It can be a very, very rewarding payoff for the listener, I promise. So I do hope you found this video digestible. I understand if you didn't. If you have any questions, please let me know in a comment down below. I will try to elaborate and explain maybe a little further should you want me to. In addition to finding this video digestible, I do hope you just enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. Sample Something comes out tomorrow. I hope you're all excited. We'll see you then. Bye.